Welcome back to EPs and LPs, guys. And today we have with us, our culture here, we let our guests introduce themselves.
Okay.
We'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, guys. My name is RnB Princess, and I'm on their podcast today.
Yeah,
Nice,
so we have
nice.
RnB Princess
That's
on
right.
this episode of EPs and LPs. So, how's
to
it
have you
going?
I'm good.
How's
Everything is going
How's your
well.
week been?
Typical week in Lagos. It's always stressful,
We know,
but
we know.
I'm grateful.
Tell me about it. Lagos.
Lagos. If you live in Lagos, you know
You
what
know
I'm
what
talking
it
about.
is.
Yeah, exactly.
Any highlights of your week so far?
Highlights. Okay, I think it's like just seeing the success of my new release, Royalty. It's like every day there's like something new, and it's like really exciting, and I'm really grateful for everything.
That's good actually, and proud of you actually.
Thank you.
Because, that's what we do here, support and spotlight
Thank you.
artists.
Yeah.
But I want to get to your name actually, RnB Princess. How'd you come up with that? Like how?
Okay, so I know you've known me for quite a bit. Like I've had nobody has changed stage names more than me. So I've had like a good fair share. But I think I made a song which ended up being like the first song I released as RnB Princess called Be Gone.
Right.
And I remember like just waking up the day after the studio session, and I was just listening to the song, and I was like, nah, this is R&B.
Right.
And then
I
and then I just tweeted it like just to like gas myself, because my name is actually Princess.
Okay.
So I just like gas myself like, oh, R&B Princess.
Nice.
And like the more I looked at it, it just kept making
Resonating,
sense.
right? Yeah.
Right.
Like it just like was almost like confirming everything that I've almost sort of like known since I was younger. So I was it's just stuck over time, I guess. And I was like, yeah, R&B Princess.
No, that's perfect. Well, I think it's perfect for you as well.
Yeah,
I think it very much describes you. So I think you mentioned something, in terms of like, confirming what you've always known since childhood. Would you say in terms of like how you found music, or did you find music, or did music like find you? How did you come into that?
Wow, I think music found me actually, because I never like I was really close to my dad when I was growing up, and my dad is like he's like a music head, right? Like I feel like if he was born in a different time, maybe he would have actually explored that, because he used to sing earlier on in his life, but just in church. But he loved trust me, they were slamming like R&B records in my head from when I was like 6 months old.
Wow.
So it's like, growing up in that kind of house, my dad had a bunch of CDs. Anytime we would take like long drives, just know that it's going from Celine Dion to Michael Jackson to Stevie Wonder to Luther Vandross, albums and albums. And it's like over time, I don't even think I ever like had to learn the lyrics of some of those songs. It just like stuck pretty much. So, and I just grew up like just having that love and that appreciation for music, and I'm very grateful for him, because he literally exposed me not just to like legends, but artists that were exceptional. So it's one of the things that has like been my constant drive to continuously create exceptional music in whatever time I'm in. Always strive to like outdo myself like every single time.
That's perfect.
Yeah,
that's really good.
I think music found me.
No,
that's good. That's great. There's something that I was kind of excited about, because normally there's a trend with the guests we have. They usually say, "Oh, they started from the church."
You started in the
choir, and then you said your dad. I was like, "Yeah," and then you now said, "Oh, he was singing in the church." Oh, yeah, church is always gonna be there.
I
But that's good. No,
I
that's
had
good
my own
still.
church my own church like experience as well. No, but
Were you in the choir as well?
No, don't mind me. Don't mind. I love it actually. I love it. Don't mind my expression.
No, but the truth is like, for me, it was that I knew that I wanted to be a I could potentially be a musician.
Okay, cool.
And I wanted to practice. It's not like in the US where you can actually take like music singing lessons in school and stuff. There was nothing other tan choir rehearsals in school and in church. The church didn't even accept me, so thankfully it was school church. I'm telling you, it was school church it was school choir that I used to like develop myself. And then when I went into uni, I joined choir as well, but also more so to like, I knew that one was like more disciplined. That one is like you're like practicing every weekend. So I needed like that level of discipline as well as a singer, like learn how to sing in any situation, all of those kind of things, back to back to back to back to back.
Right.
So that's why I did it really. But I've never like, it's not like I was so super like, no.
So did you then always feel like you would take up music seriously, or you would go into it seriously, or were you just exploring that artistic part of it?
I knew that I would take it up seriously.
Okay.
I knew that I would take it up seriously. I just didn't understand how to at the time.
Okay.
Because I was just looking at things from, I didn't really see anybody creating the type of music that I create when I was younger that was in Nigeria.
Right.
That was
okay.
really, so I had like, I didn't really have an African or like a more relatable role model. Everything I saw was like, oh, America, you know. But at the end of the day, like there were still people. There were still people, just not so many, maybe female. But then there were still people that were making music like that.
Okay. So when would you say was the moment? Like, how long ago was it when you decided that yes, this is the time that I'm actually about to start taking music really seriously?
Like really seriously?
Right.
2019.
Okay.
2019. I was at like my lowest of lows.
Oh, wow.
I was in law school.
Right.
I didn't know what I was doing there. And like law school was like finishing that year as well. So I did not really have a plan for after. I just knew that I didn't want to practice law.
Right.
And I had quit music 2 years prior. Because of like this major disappointment, like someone like cheated me, and I was just like, yeah, maybe this is not my course, and I just like dropped it because I felt like I had tried for so long. So I was like not even doing music. I wasn't even thinking of music. I was in law school. I think I had just come out of like bad breakup. I was just a mess.
So I know law school and men are like the villain in everyone's story.
You understand? Like if you know, you know.
Right, law school and men, they will
know.
Okay.
And then I went for a concert and I watched like 3 amazing like female artists like, perform, and I was just like, yo, these babes, they're actually doing the music that I could see myself doing. And yeah, that day I came back and I was like, yo, if you pick this thing back up again, I'm not doing, it's hard, I quit.
You can't put
like,
it down.
You have to like give it, like you can never quit again.
Wow.
And I pretty much just decided that day, and since then, every day.
I'm sure there was like probably a song that came out of that, like that very moment.
Right.
Like, you know what, you have to pin down some good magic here.
People create songs.
I'm not going to say the songs I wrote coming out of that way. No, I won't lie. I'm sure there's a song, maybe the build up of everything.
Okay.
But just coming out, I was very rusty. Like the song I dropped that year, and even the song I dropped after that, was just like, you know, I was still a bit confused. I would say from like 2021 is when I started like really, like I would say maybe building my career, like being serious with like, okay, what I'm releasing, the arrangement and rollout and all of that. So 2019 was like, okay, time to start. But 2021 was like, okay, go time.
So even, was there anything before 2019? Like, do you remember the very first song? The first song you ever?
Of course. I started dropping music in 2013.
Oh, wow.
So I think I was in year 11 at the time. Yeah, 2013 January. The first song was there was a rap group in my set, and they were trying to like do a song and needed like a girl to like, you know, and I had just transferred to this particular branch of Chrisland at the time. So people didn't really know me like that, but people knew that I could sing. So they had apparently gone around all the girls in our set that could sing, but like it just wasn't really like working. So they just randomly called me. They didn't even know me. I wasn't even that close to like the music boys at the time. They're just like, oh yeah, we heard you can sing, whatever, you know. I think someone even already wrote it. So just voice it. So I mean, I was just like, what's that? Okay. Like, what I did, and everybody's like, oh.
Wow, that's
I love my school shop because I can't lie. Like they like them niggas, like they supported me and like motivated me.
Wow,
it's
that's
like, oh,
great.
you sound like Tiwa Savage. You guys know. And so I started. Then after that, I think. I then put out like my own first song. I'm sure it's called "Falling for You" or something. Wow. It's horrible.
Is there on maybe any platform?
No, you can find the song.
Right now.
The first song, maybe I probably have everything, but I'm so far removed from it that I would just say it doesn't exist.
Right, nobody does.
I have the songs I made that period that I feel really were definitive to like the type of music I did now. Like I did it and I was like, yeah, this is the way to go. So I was like active dropping music from like 2013 to that 2017, 2016. Then 2017 I was trying to put out my first EP. Then I had like I had worked for like 6 months, almost like 8 months. like, and worked, saved, and then yeah, the person that was supposed to like produce and mix the whole thing, like pretty much I paid him like almost everything,
Right.
and he just ghosted me.
Oh, no.
And that was like
wow.
the summer before my final year of school. So I was just like, yeah, this is a sign from God that
maybe it's not meant to happen. Okay, so that was the situation you
Wow.
mentioned.
All right, so I wanted to know, how was it like growing up? The kind of support you got from family and friends, especially when you started doing music, even the time you dropped music temporarily, and then when you started doing it again. How's the support system been like?
So I feel like with this music thing, it's mainly been a very solo journey.
Right.
Aside from the times when I was like really going ham, like for instance when I was in secondary school, like obviously naturally my friends there would like support as well.
Right.
And I think when I was in law school as well, I had really supportive friends.
Right.
And then coming out of law school, I just like found music friends. Like I
okay.
entered the industry, so so most of my friends now, we just all like support each other.
Right.
Okay.
But one thing, family, I didn't really get.
Right, because
Wow.
I'm thinking Nigerian family. You went to law school,
Exactly.
It's like,
and I'm like
what's going on?
Exactly.
Oh, right,
there's
it's
like,
like, yeah, exactly. What's going
by
on?
now,
Yeah,
according to my mom, I should be like married,
Right,
a wife, just like
Nigeria.
working the
I
9
mean,
to 5.
we're in Nigeria, we know, like, young people, we know how it goes.
So I didn't really get like support.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I think aside from like my friends who over the course of the years have stayed supportive, like I've gotten like probably the most confirmations from like strangers.
Okay.
Sometimes I could just have somebody that I don't know from anywhere
Right.
just come and just be like, oh, blah blah blah. Like they'll say they heard my song somewhere. I'm just like, how did my song get there?
Right.
All those kind of things. So I used to always have, and a lot of the driving force for me has always been myself.
Right.
Like just my own belief in myself and just the belief in what I know to be true, because I used to have like dreams when I was younger of like everything I've been doing like over the course of like 4 or 5 years.
So you saw this.
So I saw all these things.
Right.
I just didn't understand it because I was like really little. So
in terms of that
That's great.
support not being there, I think it's a great thing that you're on this almost self-assured journey for yourself, and you are, you're affirming yourself every step of the way. But how important is that to you? And it's good that you're able to do it without that support. But is it something that you ever think about and think you wish you had that, or would you always have been doing it regardless?
So like of course it's I can't lie, I'm a very like emotional person. I grew up I'm a sensitive person,
Right.
So obviously yes, it did hurt, especially because like I started doing music a long time from even when I started dropping music. I would always like find myself in some little competition or something. So even like to not get like, so I got a lot of support from my dad, but unfortunately like he passed away when I was 14. So he was like the main person that was like, just go to school, come out, anything you want to do, I'll support you. But my mom didn't really see it that way.
Shout out to supportive dad.
No, shout out to my dad. Like
Honestly,
honestly, I feel like sometimes I make a
thing.
song and I'm just like, yo, if you like people love the song. Like it's so like
shout out to the nice dads.
Shout out to him for real.
God bless him.
And yeah, so I just feel like of course it gets to me, but I think at the end of the day I always knew. So regardless of whether the support is there or was there, I would still be, maybe it made things easier in some sense, but at the end of the day, like maybe it's not supposed to be easy. Right.
It is what it is. Regardless upon still we move. As they say, still upon
We
still
keep going.
we proceed. We move. Right.
I like that.
All right, let's talk a little bit more about your music still. Let's talk about your EP coming. Okay, so how did that come about? Was that like you decided you wanted to put out an EP, or maybe you had like a bunch of songs and like maybe I could actually put out an EP, or how did that come about?
And what vibe were you looking to give with that first?
Okay.
Yes,
so
exactly.
yes, I decided I wanted to put together an EP, but I didn't create all the songs from that point. I already had like a good chunk of like backlog.
Right.
Okay.
But I still wanted everything to like come together and make sense. So there were some songs that I recorded even like much closer to the finishing stage because I was like, there's something missing.
Right.
So for me, it was going to be my debut project.
Right.
Okay.
I wanted it to set a very good precedent for like, the impact that I want my music to have.
Okay.
So I wanted it to be like I wanted it to be like a good quality of mixing and mastering. I tried to make sure that even with the little I had, I made sure that I worked with really good people that really understood my sound and like the vision. I wanted it to be like very R&B, but then I also wanted it to show that there could be different shades to R&B. So I wanted it to be like, okay, there's like a song that's like a ballad, and like there's a song that's like more like danceable, and like just different feelings. Because I feel like all those songs all represented different feelings, but the general theme of it is just becoming R&B princess. So it's like the first. It was like the first step to my full expansive sound and career. I don't know. Everything.
Okay, like your introduction.
My intro, like an introduction.
Well, okay,
exactly.
That makes.
And then I think in terms of how the songs were arranged, shout out to PS4. He A&R the project.
Is that your producer?
No, he was the A&R.
So okay. So he made the
selections and the arrangements.
Okay.
So it pretty much tells the story of like the beginning to the end of a love story.
Right.
So it starts from when maybe you and the person are just sneaking around, and then it ends in when everything has scattered.
Okay. So regular now. The regular. Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So I picked something from what you said about what you wanted for the music, for the EP. You wanted to impact the kind of impactation you want. So can you highlight that a little bit? Like what kind of impact you want to have on people or the world as a whole?
I think for me, like one of the things that I create music the same way I appreciate music.
Right.
Okay.
And for me, like songs that really get me are songs that can make me feel something.
Right.
You know how you can like listen to a song and it's like this person like you get it right and you get like how do you know that I feel that this how did this work? Like I used to listen, I can listen to some songs and I cry. Like I hear like one line and it's just like stuck in my memory and it's like I always wanted to create music that would make people feel like that would evoke that emotion. So I feel like that's what I wanted to do with EP, and because it's different songs on different things, I wanted it to give you like the whole. I wanted there to be like a song for everybody. You get like so long as you actually fuck with R&B music, because I know there are some people that are
it's not their thing, right?
But if you actually fuck with it, like you definitely find from something slow tempo to something that is more, you find something,
And I think your music does that a lot. Because from some of the tracks that that I've heard, I think it very much hits the mark and it gives what it's meant to give. Right. But out of all the songs that you've the singles you've released, but it's kind of so out of all your singles that you've released, which one is your favorite? Because I know my favorite. I have my faves. I don't know if I should tell you. I don't want to influence you.
No, you can tell me.
No, I feel like I'm going to influence your answer.
This is like I don't even know if I have an answer. Because I see my music as like my children.
I was about to say that. But I was like, because I like Royalty. You said it's the most recent one.
Yeah, on Royalty.
Partly because I have a goddaughter. That's named Royalty.
Oh, that's so
her mom
sweet.
tried to fight me and said she's not my goddaughter, but she's my god. I picked her.
Your goddaughter.
My name's Royalty. So I think it's very. And I listen. It just the lyrics is very positive, affirming, motivational. So I think it's perfect. And I also like Woman. I love Woman.
Interesting.
I really like it a lot. So I'm interested to know what your favorite is. I still would like to know. Okay. Even if you don't have one. So give like an order. Give like an.
The thing is that it changes. Like there's like a different one depending on like the period. Like maybe because I just dropped Royalty, I might say Royalty now. Not like but like I might say Royalty now just based on the fact that but like sometimes I be listening to my EP and I just like, oh my lord, like it's so sweet. Like I just hear like it changes every day.
Okay, so most recently, what was
the most recent one? Aside from Royalty that I just dropped is probably Perfect Girl. Yeah.
Okay.
So I got in. Sometimes I get in cycles, and I'm just like, well, let me go listen to this song again, and then boom, it's on repeat for like 2 hours. It's so good. So that happens. So yeah, I think it was.
I liked
Perfect Girl.
I think Sugar as well was nice.
Yeah, I loved Sugar. That song.
And the
was
one
so
you had
sweet,
Mr. K on it.
Yeah, that was Perfect Girl.
Okay.
Yeah,
no, I like that one.
Love that.
Very good. So I mean, seeing as from your journey so far, finding your space in R&B music, would you say that that's where you're comfortable? Have you decided that's where you're comfortable, or are you open to exploring other sounds, or even fusing R&B with other sounds? And where do you see that going?
So I feel like I hope. Let me say I hope, because in this music industry, it's very hard to say this is how my year is going to be, because you don't know. So I hope this year, one of the things I'm trying to do is to actually like do more fusions with R&B. I would say fusions more. I definitely will explore, like, I feel like royalty is not R&B, for instance. It's more like Afro soul. My flow was a little bit like dancehall in some parts. So I have like different influences. So definitely, like, there's always going to be like different types of music for me, as long as it's something that I can use my mouth to sing. I'll do it. But I think R&B is like DNA, in the sense that even if I'm on like a house record, you will still hear things. You still feel it. Like for me, I feel like R&B is more than even a sound. It's a feeling. It's a type of there's a particular thing that somebody can do with their voice and their melodies that can make you feel something. So I feel like
So you can take R&B out of the girl, but
basically there'll be a lot of stuff. This year I hope that I can drop more like non-R&B stuff, but also some real R&B stuff. Just confusing everybody is fun.
I mean that would be good, especially with working with different artists of different sounds. It would be easier for you to fuse different.
And I think there's like a whole songwriting aspect to my career as well, which I'm trying to really explore, not just for myself, but for other people. So, and I definitely write more than just R&B. So I want to be able to like flex that,
So with in the creative process, what would you then say is like your favorite part? I think you mentioned also that you also dabble in songwriting.
Songwriting is like heavy.
Right.
Like
so what's your favorite songwriting, singing, performing? What would you say is like your
production? Maybe do you do some production?
Are you involved in production?
Not yet. I feel like I'm not yet for real, but I do, like, there's songs that so for instance, Woman, right, was, when you said it was you, I was like shocked, because that song was like one of the hardest songs for me to put together. So the thing about Woman is I had pretty much, I would say, self-produced. It's just that I can't like do the technical, actually like go into it. But I pretty much written the entire song, created all the melodies and everything. I knew how I wanted the bass to go. I had the entire arrangement. Then just to find somebody to produce it took me 5 years to find the right beat, and within the 5 years I was rewriting, tweaking, trust me. And it's like when I finally released the song, I just could never listen to it again, because I'm just like, this is it. I'm done.
So what was it when you met that producer then?
Yeah.
It wasn't one producer. I worked with 3 producers before I finally got what
you really wanted.
Was really in my head. So I wish if I could produce, I should just don't work 10 just be like, I'm gonna do it myself. Right. Anything you don't want to produce for me, I'll do it for myself. But me, I'm like, I don't know what it is about production. It's never. I think I'm even more like geared towards like starting to learn like mixing and stuff than production. I think reproduction, I'll always just know I think what I really need is to like find a producer. Like every like R&B artist has like that person, has like that one person that know that you wake up at 4 a.m. with the melody, they do something.
They get you.
So I think once I have that, I don't.
No, I wish I
can learn.
Just
wow, man.
Wishing that on you. Wishing you meet.
I get it, because greatness can be rushed, and then
in recent times I started dropping songs faster. Before it used to be like 2-3 years, then the song comes out.
Wow.
I really used to overthink music, but
so I'm guessing like
trusting myself more.
you're kind of selective with the kind of artists that you work with, producers. How's that like? You making decisions?
Yes, I am. I think I had a phase where I was like, I've had like a couple of years where I've been more like lenient.
Okay.
Into like my selection process because I was focusing more on like the music. Like, is the music good? The music is good, you know, and you seem like a decent enough person. Because I was open to like collaborating and stuff. But I feel like I'm not really there anymore. I'm more like, okay, I need to make sure that the quality of everything I'm doing is exceptional.
Okay.
So because of that, I guess from since this year started, I've been more indoors. I've been more saying no to stuff. I've been more, you know, making sure that everything I'm doing makes sense. As opposed to like, okay, opportunities are here. Let me do something.
Okay.
Yeah, like that was me last year. You know.
So you're making your decisions that you're taking. They have to align with your
they have to align with
Yes.
my vision.
Where you're
So
going.
so now that's why I had to clarify from like now I'm like being more like selective, because you know
So do
I
you have
keep
any
the sound as well too.
also? Yes. Do you have any in mind already, or do you have anyone in mind that you're kind of looking forward or hoping to work with?
Okay, so for producers,
Right.
I'm really looking forward to working with Bigfoot.
Okay.
Bigfoot in your face.
Yeah.
I actually have a session with him next week, so I'm like really excited for
Okay, that's good.
that. I'm for like actual music. I'm looking forward to work with Good Girl LA, Simi. Oh my God,
Yes,
that's
nice.
like Simi Adekunle. The two of
Right,
them
I think
together.
I think it's perfect, right?
For like writing, Manuel's as well.
Okay.
He's in Lagos right now.
Yeah, so you're sweet.
I'm like begging everyone. I'm begging anyone that knows to just take me to him. And then I think for like writing, I really want to write for Wizkid. I really want to write for Benson. Funny enough, there's a song like that, Anna Adekunle Gold.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm funny enough, a lot of guys.
I think a lot of guys would benefit from that softness and that melody that your songs have and they can bring. And those guys obviously they have their unique styles. So I think fusing that with that softness.
I think it would be a banger. There's actually a song I wrote for Wizkid. I'm trying to. It's like my song to like shoot a shot at him.
Okay.
I'm like trying to like drop that and like.
So should we maybe shoot that on this session?
Like I mean,
like you never know. You never know.
I don't know. We're saying, can you stop playing? Can you stop sleeping? Can you please?
Yeah, I mean, like get in line.
Hit up,
with this greatness.
I think
still,
it's perfect, honestly.
Yeah, I think it would be great. I've been a like huge fan.
I can't wait to see.
Okay,
cool. Circle. It happens when it happens.
So let's talk about. So you're talking about now the dream collabos. Let's talk about the collabos that have happened already. You know what I want to know now. Do you have one, maybe an artist or a producer that you said like that was your ever best session that you've been so excited so far? Like this was it. And then if you do have, how did you meet that person, that artist? How did it come about? How did you guys decide you were going to do music together?
We get you thinking now.
Yes.
I have like so far I have like one person. I'll say this person is like my music soulmate. Right. And low-key, we're supposed to like come back to Nigeria and do music together. But he went to go and sell his soul to Nigeria. But it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, so my friend Moyo, his stage name is Fuga the Pirate.
Okay.
We've literally been making music since I think 2014. Like the first song that I would say was me starting to do R&B. After that, my Afrobeat phase in secondary school was produced by him. And like then I think we even had like we had like a collaborative EP that came out. There were like 3 songs back then. That was like maybe 2015 or 2016 January, I remember.
Right.
And and then since then we've like the first song I put out as RnB Princess was featured him as well. Be Gone. Amazing song that did so many great things for me. Features him, and then since then we've like worked on like 3. We're supposed to put out a project. We're like, you know that you are the I'm calling him out because he's a guy. But like, you are playing. If you see this movie, I know you're so good. You probably won't see it, but if you do see it,
no, we're hoping you find that. I mean, I'm wishing that on you.
But like, you find that
every
time I'm with
soulmate that it just clicks and you just
so
make
easy
magic together.
I've never like been in a session with him and I've had to like overthink or I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if what I'm going to do is good. Like it just
flows.
No, that's perfect.
And I think every artist needs that and should
yeah,
have
we
that.
like
that's
balance of features.
That's
That's so
good,
great. It's
that's
amazing.
good.
I'm so grateful to have met
That's
him.
good. And also in terms of your music, what milestone have you hit so far that you can look back on and think you're very proud of that? You didn't see that, or has there been one? And if there hasn't been one
Yeah.
already, what are you then hoping
What am I
that
then hoping for?
it is?
I think what hit me was when I found out that my EP charted in like four African countries,
Wow.
and I was like, it was such a
That's amazing. No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Honestly,
That's
that's
amazing.
big, yeah.
Well done. Round of applause.
R&B soul album.
Round of
It was,
applause.
Nah, that's good
Round
actually.
of
No, that's
applause.
big.
I mean,
it was
That's
bigger
big.
than I could even have
That's
Imagine.
planned
Yeah.
for when I
right.
was.
I love
trying
that
to
for
have
you.
fun.
Wow,
We
that's
love that
great,
for you.
actually.
That's good.
Mhm.
And also, what about future goals and future milestones?
Future goals and future milestones. I want a Grammy.
Yeah.
And I want it for like R&B pure, like
Yeah.
not some world.
Yes. Yes.
I say it all the time.
yeah.
Not like global.
Right. You
Like
want
no shade to
music.
everybody. Like,
Yeah, true,
that's
true.
my
The
own goal.
core,
Yeah.
okay.
And also like vocal performance as well. So
Mhm.
I know that there's like a long journey to that. But,
Right.
like
We all-
I can't wait to like
Yeah.
proper be chilling with some of the people that I like have been listening to. Like
Mhm.
I know that there's one day I'm going to meet Usher. I hope I don't
Right.
cry. I hope I don't cry too much. But
Okay. No.
yeah, so stuff like that, like being able to like meet people that were like my idols growing up.
Yeah.
If I ever meet Rihanna,
Right.
I don't know what I would do. Maybe she's not making music now.
Right,
Yeah,
she's
just
gonna
stuff
be
like that.
businesswoman.
Stuff like that. Performing in like big places internationally. Writing for some amazing people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to everything.
No, we're wishing that on
I
you.
mean, the vision
Yeah,
is
thank
pretty
you.
good. So
Perfect, yeah.
wish you the best. Honestly,
thank
absolutely
you.
wish you the
Perfect.
best. So, in our tradition here, we usually would ask our guests to, give some advice. 'Cause I'm sure you have had some experience, definitely quite the experience in this journey of
Tell
your
me
music,
about it.
creation
Yes.
and all that. So,
Yes.
any word or
Yeah.
two for up and coming artists
Yeah.
that just starting, what you did that you averted or you would advise them to avert that?
I would say just be yourself. Like stick to who you really are, like in your core, in like the core of your core. Because honestly, you can sell so many things,
Right.
but if you're selling yourself, then you're not really like they're not really thinking about it.
Right,
They're not really
right,
deep in it.
right.
You're just being yourself.
Right.
So I think it's just be authentic. I think a lot of people try to be what other people are or what they think is popping right now. It doesn't matter if you have to go against the type of music that you can hear on radio. Like I think that's just it for me, because so many people try to tell me who I should be or like what I should be, what type of music I should make.
Right.
And like you don't need all those opinions. The only opinion you ever need is the opinion that you have of yourself. And if you actually put in the work,
Right.
and you are growing, you see the growth, you see the trajectory, no matter how small, you see the increments,
Right.
and you follow the guides, you follow your heart. That's it.
gonna
That's
happen.
all you
It's
need.
good,
It's gonna
it's good.
happen.
That's all you
Perfect.
need.
So
You don't need anything. You
Yeah.
don't need anybody else's approval.
That's all just staying true to yourself. It's easy to get distracted
Easy to
in
get
the industry, in the
distracted.
scene. When you see something's popping and you're
Yeah,
doing it, it seems like
Yeah.
yours is not really
yours is
working.
not really.
Like,
Trust me, it's easy
just staying
to.
there and staying
That's
aligned.
staying there.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's really
You see so many
important.
things,
Right.
so you
I
just
think
have to
that's
keep
super
going.
important. So also in terms of like this year, I know you said it's hard to like plan or it's hard to predict.
Trust
But what are
me.
you hoping? Do you have any EPs or LPs lined up
Yeah.
to release? Or do you have any singles
Um,
coming up? Like, what can the people
I think
look up to? What can the children?
this
What can
year,
they,
the
just
children,
expect?
the fans. I think this year there's going to be probably more singles
Okay.
for me.
Mm.
Maybe more like collaborative projects.
Right.
And like more collaborative stuff and singles.
Right.
A project I'm working on right now. Actually, I'm actually working on my second EP.
Nice.
I don't want
Very
to
nice.
say that.
Don't want to tell us this. Like
I don't
Right.
really
You don't want to ruin the surprise.
I don't know, but I know that it's going to consist of songs that are like kind of like capture the emotions that I've been facing like I'll say over like the last 2 years, just like of actually like doing music. Like that period between you're far from where you started from, but you're like still far from where you're going.
Right
So like that period,
okay.
that uncomfortable period.
Right.
That's like what most of the songs are going to like be about. I don't have a name yet because I'm not going to like, it's only been about a month of me like actually starting to work on it.
Okay.
So
well, I mean, yeah.
so my session with
yeah.
Bigfoot, hopefully, one of the songs from that session will be because that was like my first like session towards the project.
Right.
Okay, cool.
I'm excited. We're looking forward to it. Yeah.
The plan is for it to come out this year, but like I said, I don't like giving dates again because last year humbled me. Time is the Lord. Time is God's own.
I was a man proposed.
God do his thing. So at the end of the day, I'm just like, this is my own plan. All these things are in the works, but you know, ultimately as an artist too, you have to think of.
Of course.
Okay, that's well too. I mean, like, regardless of whenever you drop, you know, we're going to be connected. I'm sure people that are watching are going to be connected when you give your social media platforms and your streaming platforms. So whenever you release, it's going to be known to us. So please
just
share.
for listen, everything, share.
Right, so like for the people that want to like stay on track or stay with your music, where can they find you?
So
on your socials?
My socials I think are all the same: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at RnB Princess _. And then for streaming platforms is RnB Princess, but it's RnB then space Princess on Spotify, Apple Music, Audiomack. Anyway, you find me. You see my cute little face.
See her. You see her. Go and check her. Check out all her music. So it was wonderful having this conversation with you, RnB Princess. We loved it. So for our next segment,
that we're just introducing actually. So you know.
So we have a wild card question. Which you can pick out of our talking. Right. So you just pick one out and you just answer the question, and you know we'll see what it is. Drum roll, please.
I can read the question, right?
Yes, you can read it out.
If someone gave you 10 million to stop doing music right now, would you take it? 10 million is too small.
Okay.
It's not like there's any amount you can do. I'll probably collect your money.
And still
tell me, come on.
It's too small. Come on, I respect.
That's like somebody's video budget.
Right, exactly.
Behave. Like,
and they didn't even say, is it Naira or
you don't specify the currency. If it's Naira, hell no.
Forget it.
Hell no.
Pounds, that's perfect.
Because the goal has bigger boxes.
Because like what's 10 million now to where I'm going?
Yeah, exactly. So
makes sense. No, it was lovely to have you on our
lovely to be here and lovely
coming.
Conversation with you guys as well.
You
guys, they really made me like talk.
Wonderful, right? That's what we like. That's what we bring our people here to do. Get all the info.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to meet you. We're gonna stay in touch.
Definitely.
Add us to your fan club.
That's what we do.
What's their name? What's the name of your
I don't have fan name yet.
We need to come up with one.
I've been thinking about it. I'm gonna ask soon.
Okay. Wait, should we brainstorm for
we can brainstorm. I've been thinking.
Princess.
I really thought about it.
Royalty. I'm trying to keep it in line. I don't know. Or maybe the Royals.
I thought about the Royals very long time ago.
Yeah, that was actually.
I'm winning if you want.
RnB Princess.
And Princess and the Royals. Yeah.
Okay, so add us to Royals.
Yeah, but I mean, for now, that's what it is.
For now, that's actually Royals works for now.
That's what we're going with. So, I mean, invite us to all your shows.
I will.
Just link us.
There's one thing I didn't mention, if you don't mind. So I and a couple of my friends, we started this really cool R&B community where we basically amplify music from the R&B scene in Nigeria, and musicians and everything. It's called 234 RnB. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at 234 RnB. And we have a bi-monthly event, bi-monthly for now, called RnB Nights that happens at Halo, Lagos in Lekki Phase 1. It's a really cute, cool space. And then it's fun. music performances, games, karaoke. So it's like a whole like experience.
So it's a good place to come and discover.
Yeah.
Definitely a good,
Yeah.
definitely.
No,
So when's the next one likely going to
The
be?
next one is going to be in June. Should be in June because we had one in April.
Oh,
So,
okay.
all right, so we'll look to
we'll be in touch.
show up and come and support as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'll invite both of you.
Yeah, I'm doing. Trust me.
So thank you very much. Thanks for coming. It was fun talking to you. We're very happy to have you.
Actually.
And until next time,
y'all stay safe.
Us on EPs and LPs.
Bye, guys.
See you next time. Bye.